Hello interviewers, I'm Austin Interviews and welcome to my channel. In the last video I was talking about what I'm going to do on this YouTube channel. In this YouTube video, I'm going to be turning myself into Edward Scissorhands. Now I was Edward Scissorhands for last Halloween and honestly it was so fun I wanted to show you how I did it. Well, I actually already tried to do that. Just watch this. I definitely do. Oh, that hurts so much, I'm literally crying. Rip my eye. Alright, let's just get straight into the video. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our Elmer's glue stick. This is the Elmer's washable one. You want to make sure you grab, oh, that is used. You want to make sure you grab the purple one. And yeah, so basically what we're going to do with this is we're going to apply it to our eyebrows. And this is going to give us a no eyebrow look because Edward has no eyebrows. So I'm just going to take this glue stick and I'm just going to run it through my eyebrows, basically going against the grain. Against the grain means that hairs grow this way, so you're going to want to place the glue this way so you get under the hairs. Alright, so now that you did that, just grab your spoolie and what you're going to do is you're going to want to brush this up. Alright, so once it's brushed up, just grab your glue stick and you're just going to want to keep on applying glue. And make sure you're applying the glue in an upward motion continuously. I am super excited for this Halloween season, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I got into this, SFX. So I remember during quarantine, I was extremely bored, but I was watching a lot of horror films with my family and cousins, and I just wanted to kind of learn how they did this. So at first I was like, oh, it's all like camera effects because I was always into like, cameras and this and that. So I wanted to learn about it, but then I realized that there was a whole world behind it. So I just bought a couple products. I got my first ever foundation, my first ever little face paint palette, and like I just went on from there, and ever since, I've just been getting better and better and better because, hello, practice makes perfect. Also, these text bubbles are so mean. Alright, so I zoomed you guys in so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So now I'm just going to be pressing around the borders in order to make sure all the hair is laid down. Alright, so now like I said earlier, this glue is water soluble, meaning that it will come off with water. So in order to clean up the edges, I'm just going to take my finger with a little bit of paper towel that's wet, and I'm just going to go around the edges, not actually touching the brow, but just cleaning up the excess glue in order to give it more of a clean, blended look. Alright, so now that the eyebrow's all done, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other one. Alright, so the reason I put so much glue on was because you want to block it out for texture purposes. Also, you want to make sure that your glue is not clumpy because you don't want something called oatmeal eyebrows where it literally makes it look like your face is a thing of oatmeal. So, alright, so I'm just going to take the Rare Beauty powder and I'm going to just put that in here. And I'm going to take a sponge and I'm just going to press that into the powder and then press that into my face. And this is basically just to set the glue. So anyway, now that that's that, you're gonna wanna grab your color corrector. And this is basically to block out any of the blue tones in your eyebrows because your hair is gonna be obviously darker than your skin. So this is gonna eliminate that color. And you're just gonna apply a very small amount because this is insanely full coverage. And then I'm just gonna take this little Morphe M173 brush and I'm just going to pat that out all over the brow in order to like blend it. Alright, so now that you look absolutely insane, you're gonna wanna grab your Maybelline Superstay powder foundation. This, you don't actually have to grab this specific one, but just grab a full covered powder foundation, and you wanna dip your sponge into the back of this. Now, this is insanely pigmented. So, you're just gonna wanna put that on there. Like, look at that. Now my eyebrow's gone. And just cover this so that you eliminate most of the orange. Alright, so once that's set, now I'm going to grab my brow pencil. And, well, I don't have any brows to do it, but I'm gonna use this to draw where the scars are gonna be. So, I'm gonna do one right here, close to my mouth. Then I'm going to place one, like, this was diagonal that way, so I'm gonna place it diagonal this way. And this one's gonna actually be really close to my mouth. And then I'm just gonna do one more along the top. And then just a very small one right here. So now that you have all these sketched out, it's time to grab your foundation. All right, so now you're gonna wanna grab like a lid, container, Tupperware, a lid, like a top, I don't know. And you're gonna wanna put a lighter foundation shade than your actual skin tone. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab, well, last year I used the Burberry foundation, but I think this year I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. medium to full coverage foundation. Oh, there's a seal. And I'm just gonna, oh my god! And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that into my dish. Alright, so I don't think it's gonna be white enough. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this LA Girl Pro foundation mixing pigment, and I'm just gonna apply like a couple dollops in there, and that will lighten the foundation. Alright, so actually before we put the foundation on, I'm going to grab some scar wax, and we're gonna make the like placement of the scars. Alright, so before I do that, I'm just gonna actually grab some scar wax. And you can get this on Amazon. Mine looks like that. Ugh, that's disgusting. And I'm just gonna take the back of a brush, and I'm just gonna dig out some of this. Alright, so now that you have some wax, you're just gonna wanna roll that wax into a worm. And then this worm is going to act as your scar. So, in order to place this and keep it to stay there, we're gonna grab a little bit of liquid latex. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this liquid latex into a cap, a dish. I don't wanna use a lot because I don't want to waste it. And then I'm going to take a brush that I don't care about because that brush is going to be ruined. Only I care about all my brushes. Psych, you thought I'm going to pick this one. And I'm going to just take a little bit of that and follow the line that we just made. And just put a thin coat. Oh my god, that smells like fish guts. Oh, okay. Anyway, now I'm going to take this little worm that we created, and I'm just gonna place that right on the latex. Alright, that's the finished makeup tutorial, all complete. Thank you guys so much. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to tap it to blend it out. Like, I'm just gonna smooth out the edges so that it looks like it's actually part of my face and I just didn't put a worm on there. Alright, so now that that's all on there, I think, I'm just going to, oh my god, I'm dying. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of that latex and I'm just gonna place that around the edge in order to blend it into my skin. Alright, so now we're gonna like make the gash in the cut. So I'm just gonna peel apart my tweezers. You can use anything, and I'm just going to press in the center and like make the gash, if that makes sense. Alright, so that's one scar all done. I'm going to do the other ones and I'll come back since they're like all the same. Alright, so now that all the scars are done, I can't really talk, but like whatever. I'm going to dip into the foundation that we mentioned and made like 9 years ago. And I'm going to do that by grabbing this thick foundation brush. This is the MAC 170 brush. And I'm just going to mix these colors in order to get like a lighter foundation shade. So now I'm just gonna apply this foundation all over my face, including the scars. And don't worry if you get like tons of brush strokes because we're gonna blend it in with the Beauty Blender. Alright, so now I'm just gonna blend it with the Beauty Blender. Alright, so I just want to talk a little bit about you guys while I blend this in. So how has your day been? My day's been very eventful. I got 1 hour of sleep. I was editing last night for like 8 hours. But the video turned out great, so sorry about it. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of concealer. This is extremely light concealer. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer from e.l.f. And I'm just going to apply that right under my eyes. As well as a little bit up here, like where my eyebrows used to be. And then a little bit on the lip and chin. So I'm just going to blend that in. Alright, so that looks good, but it looks a little crazy, but that's fine because Edward looks like he got like socked in the face. And so in order to make those little bruises, or like socked in the face, but it's not, it's just his eye shape. Alright, so although Edward is a little crazy, he does have the Bella Hadid sculpted like face. I'm going to take a contour palette, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm going to dip into this middle toned cool shade, and I'm just going to take that to contour my cheekbones, and I'm not afraid to go over the scar. So I actually started off doing tons of scary looks. I mean, they were all horrible because, hello, I was new. And I'm also going to contour my chin while I say this. And I was basically just trying out new things. But the reason, like last year, the reason why I did Edward is I had no idea. So literally I had this huge costume plan for Halloween, but it just wasn't working out, so I was like, I have to change this. So literally 30 minutes before, I made the costume and the hands myself from scratch, and then just searched up an image and went for it, and it turned out absolutely amazing that I had to show you how to do it here. So yeah, so now I'm going to contour my nose. I'm just going to dip into this middle shade, and I'm just going to press it up into my brow bone and then drag it down. Edward has like a pretty small nose, so I'm just gonna follow my natural nose line. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of a like warm toned brown color. I'm just gonna dip into this James Charles palette. This is a great palette, it has every color you could ever need. And I'm just gonna go into this little darky like maroon shade and then a little bit of this lighter brown shade. And I'm just going to press that up into the brow bone and bring it down, like so. And this is going to act as our shading for the brown. Edward has like very, very strong eyebrow thing. I don't even know. But yeah, I'm basically going to do that. And then I'm going to bring this down in like a triangular motion, but like blending. So now I'm just going to dip back into this light brown. And I'm just going to put that in my crease. Alright, so now I'm going to grab a little bit of this really dark brown. And I'm going to place that right inside of my brow bone crease. Like everybody has a natural brow bone, so just place that in there and then blend it upwards and downwards a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit more of this dark brown shade and I'm just going to plop that under the outer corner of my eye in order to bring down the like I'm going to droop my eye because Edward has like very like droopy eyes. No offense. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about the movie Edward Scissorhands. That movie, it's not scary, but like it kind of slaps. Johnny Depp did such a great job filming it. Like he's literally the best actor. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna dip into this top like shade. It's called Canvas, I'm pretty sure, and I'm just going to like cut my crease in a way, and that basically means I'm just gonna pack that on my lid. So that looks great, but now I'm gonna dip back into this shade and a little bit of this canvasy shade, and I'm just going to bring that down under my eye and basically create the shape of an eye bag. Edward looks like he hasn't slept in 9 years, literally me. And I'm just going to focus this color on the actual like eye bag line in your face. Like everybody has that natural eye bag. So now I'm gonna dip a little bit into this, like, maroon, like a very light maroon, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna place that right in the eye bag, like so. So now I'm going to grab a much smaller brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of this darker brown shade up here. It's like a Cool Town brown, and I'm just going to line the like the eye bag. Now I'm gonna go back in with this little fluffy packing brush, and I'm gonna go into this dark brown shade up here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this like light brown shade, and I'm gonna place that right on the edge of my eyelid. Alright, so that's one Edward eye all complete. I'm just gonna do that on the exact other side, and yeah. Alright, so that is the eyes, but there are a couple more things that we can do to make them look better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this flat packing brush, and I'm going to dip it into a little bit of setting powder. This is just a white setting powder. I got this at like Halloween time. Wait, what is it called? Party City. And I'm just going to set the under eye in order to like make it look not so harsh. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this eyelash primer, and this is just like a white mascara in a way, so you could just put white face paint on a brush. And I'm just going to put that on the front part of my lids, like the top, closer to the inner corner. And I'm gonna put it on the outer end on the bottom side. Alright, so now I'm gonna grab a normal mascara, and I'm just gonna put that on the inner and outer part of the opposite. And that just basically is going to give the effect of a more droopier eye, like what we want. So I'm gonna do it on the other eye as well. Alright, that is perfect. Now, Edward has little, like, lip filler lips. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab a little rounded fluffy brush, the Morphe M506, and I'm going to go into this cremated palette, that's what it's called. And I'm just gonna dip into this black shade and a little bit of this gray shade, but black, you can just use black. And I'm gonna really tap that out. And then I'm gonna press that into my Cupid's bow. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm making a heart. Oh my god, why did I say it so aggressively? So now I'm gonna make the bottom part of the heart. Alright, so now I'm gonna take this little rounded brush again, and I'm gonna dip into this Norvina palette. You don't need to use this many palettes to get literally every color. You can use any color. And it's just like this, like, pinky bruisey shade. And I'm just going to do that, and I'm just gonna point that on my scars. So anyway, what are you guys gonna be for Halloween? I'm not gonna tell you yet what I'm gonna be for Halloween, but I am uploading the tutorial on that, and I will announce it in that video. And don't worry, that one's coming soon, so you guys don't have to wait that long. Not that you guys really care, but like, yeah. Alright, so now that your scars are nice and coated, I'm gonna go into this, oh, that made a lot of noise. Alright, so now that your scars are nice and coated, I'm gonna go into this, James palette, and I'm going to grab a angled brush, and I'm going to dip into this maroon shade. Like, this is a maroon. And basically, what I'm gonna do with that is I'm going to make the line, like, I'm gonna put it in the line of the gash in order to give it some depth. Alright, so now that the scars are all complete, I'm going to go in and do a little bit more contouring. So, I'm going to grab this kind of fluffy, like, bigger brush. This is the Makeup by Ariel collab. And I'm going to go back into our little contour palette and dip into this middle shade. And basically, I'm just going to contour around the sides of my nose in order to give, like, a more old look. Like that. And I'm going to give myself a harsher smile line. And then I'm just placing some white powder in the places I want to elevate and highlight. Alright, and to finish off this look, I'm just going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and just set the face. Alright, so now it's time to do the hair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this black hairspray. I got this at CVS, and you could buy this like anywhere. A lot of people use it for like fake freckles, I believe. And you're just gonna wanna spray it in your hair to keep it up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make my hair crazy. Alright, you guys. guys, that is the finished Edward Scissorhands makeup tutorial all complete. I think it turned out absolutely insane. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button and that post notifications on so you guys know when I upload my next video. Alright, hope to see you in the next one. Bye!